the land. Grab your bottle today at popsmccanwhiskey.com. Also like to thank Friends of Martina White. Visit votemartina.com for more information about the work Martina has been doing as state representative of Pennsylvania. We would also like to thank our sponsor, Beyond Creative. If you're ready to take your online presence to the next level, visit beyondocreative.com or call 267-362-WEB1 to discuss your project. And our title sponsor, AR Law, arjusticenow.com. We fight so you don't have to. Adams Renzi Law. We would also like to thank our sponsor, Morrow Flooring, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, tile, and carpet. You get military and first responders discount. That is Morrow Flooring. You can go to goodcopbadcoppodcast.com, click on his link for more details. All right, welcome back to another episode of Good Cop, Bad Cop. What's up, Mike D?
What's up, Nick G?
So today we don't have a guest. It's just us. We're going to be riffing, talking about current events.
This is going to be tough.
Kicking it around. Talk about ourselves. You obviously love to talk about yourself.
Oh, come on now. I've had enough of that.
So, we're getting some good feedback from the podcast. Please keep emailing us. We got some questions for you and I. We can definitely hit on today. Please help us out. Share the podcast. Smash, like, hit, however the hell you want to do it. That subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Check us out on Spotify. Go to our website, goodcopbadcoppodcast.com. You can check out a whole bunch of good stuff there. We have a lot of interesting deals on our website. Our shop and our merchandise will be going live. Actually, it is live. We'll be wearing some of that for our next episode. You can shop. Our logo is awesome. It's right behind us. I love it. Me and Mike actually came up with that ourselves. The handcuff was your idea. I wonder where you got that from.
I don't know.
Right?
I always wanted one hand in and one hand out,
right?
I guess.
No, you got it.
Yeah.
You always had two hands in, both sides. That's the problem.
And please check out our sponsors that are helping us put this together.
Absolutely. Yeah. On our webpage, we have all our sponsors listed. You can click on their links, check them out. They're good people. We know them personally.
Yes.
And their businesses, we stand behind them 100%.
Yeah, they're good, honest people.
Unlike us, or unlike you.
Well, us is good.
Bad cop.
Right.
So what's going on? So we have this second Trump assassination. I guarantee you there's probably been more that we don't know about. Would be if you put the tinfoil hat on really hard.
Yeah, there's probably been a few foiled...
Yes.
What would you call conspiracies? And I wonder. So let's take it a little bit about this.
So have you seen this? That's his last Trump. I'm not sure if it was right after the assassination attempt. The people behind Trump all had some kind of eye irritant. Most of them went to the hospital. A lot of them, I think one or two were checked in. Apparently, there's some kind of gas released, and it's being swept. You haven't even heard shit about it, right?
Not one thing.
Yeah.
And I watch a lot of different news.
That's a true story. A lot of these participants. They were behind
the
Trump.
Golf course?
At one of his rallies. And it wasn't everybody in the crowd. It was only people that were directly around Trump. All ended up going to the hospital later that day. I believe it was over 50 people.
So at a rally that was not the rally but the shooting?
Correct. Not the rally, the shooting.
Okay. So
not
another incident.
Yeah, it was a rally that Trump had recently, within the last week.
Okay, we're just not sure. Because
there's not much.
Yeah, but he's had quite a few.
Yeah, there's not much being spoken about it. Apparently, it didn't affect Trump, but it affected the crowd behind him. So who the hell knows what's going on? There's a lot of issues here. You have a second attempt on his life. Secret Service again said, well, we don't have enough manpower to fully vet the golf course before he went there. I mean, what the hell are we doing? He's the most investigated man in the history of the world. He probably has more death threats. Apparently, there's 5 active hit teams right now trying to kill him.
So that amazes me. What does that mean? There were 5 plots to kill the president, ex-president.
No, 5 hit teams.
Currently leading the country today. If you took a poll today, he would be president if the polls voted, right?
I believe so. That's what these swing states. He would win.
And he's going to win Pennsylvania. You know that, right? I mean, that's almost a shoo-in right now.
So all these polls for the last 2 presidential election cycles, and again, don't take my word for it. Please look it up. I'm not going to give you exact stats. They have overestimated the Democrat, shocker, presidential's chances by a significant amount of points. Some states were 8% over, 5%, 4%. 6%.
Right.
You know, they're overestimating the Democratic leads in these states, and I would bank that they haven't corrected that in their analysis on their polls, and it's probably going to be right about the same. So if he's leading by a little in these swing states, or they're tied, or she's a point ahead, I guarantee you it's the other way around. They're overestimating
easily
and underestimating him, and you know.
Well, he was 17 points behind in Wisconsin, or one of those, and he lost by like 20,000 votes or something like that.
How many people are going to?
Which, by the way, many of them we found that they're still finding out today, right? That many of the votes were not proper. I mean, or
careful, you two won't play this. That's the world we live in. We can't say certain things, or our show, which we need to be out there, you know, won't be played. So
I should just shut the hell up then.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're just staying away from the votes. You know,
but the assassination we can talk about. Although, didn't they just go after somebody who mentioned something about why is it that the other candidates aren't being subjected to the same things as Trump?
Oh, they're not a threat to democracy.
Yes,
See?
But the individual that posted that up,
yeah, I know. Yep,
had a big problem.
Yeah. So they
went to him.
It's a game we've all played as kids. You know, you learn about Hitler in World War II. Would you go back in time and kill Hitler as a baby? You know, would you? And now these people are telling you that Hitler's alive, he's orange, and he's going to run the United States of America. So you've been indoctrinated your whole life that you want to go kill Hitler as a baby.
Right.
Well, you have Hitler here. Why wouldn't you go kill him now?
Yeah, it's okay.
And this is what the hell's going on. It's disgusting. It's irresponsible. The journalists that are pushing this narrative forward, that are major news networks, it's really fucked up.
If the media can demonize somebody, then it's okay for you to kill them or hurt them severely. And that's what's going on. It's like black, white, Spanish, Asian. If you can tell somebody you're a Nazi or you're a racist, you actually can be hurt severely or killed without very little consequence, because they'll say you're a racist, so he deserves to be dead. You're a Nazi, so he deserves to be dead. They just coin these phrases, they put them on people, and every conversation when someone says you're a racist, they're trying to end the conversation.
Yeah, that's it.
You know that, right? They don't want to speak. They don't want to speak. They just want to point, and now you've been silenced and what are they when they ban you? You've been banned, you've been removed from your job. You know, that's what goes on today. Shunned.
Yeah. In the Amish community.
Speaking about the Amish, something big happened with them just recently.
Springer.
They were taking their names and using the Amish
for voting.
And credit fraud.
Was that the Amish mafia involved in that?
Yeah, but it wasn't
the Addams family.
It wasn't them. It was probably some Nigerian. I shouldn't say that, but you know how they're well known for their scams. Anyway, so let's get back to the Trump thing. So he's on a golf course.
Thank God for this agent. So put a drone up. You can go buy $100 drone and surveil the entire golf course in 15 minutes and know what the hell's going on.
The guy's there 12 hours before Trump's coming down the fairway.
So and a lot of right pundits you'll be saying this. How did he know? Well, I mean, he's taking a day off. I think they already knew that a couple hours before he's off. Good chance he's going to be going golfing. The guy went there 12 hours before. Now, if he showed up an hour ahead of time, I would say there's a clear and present leak. There's no way in hell this guy just chose this golf course an hour ahead of time. He's there 12 hours beforehand. Let's just say he knew he was having a day off.
He generally golfs on the weekends.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good guess. I would say there might not be a leak. There could be a leak, but I don't understand how you don't have with already one assassination attempt where he was shot. Let's be clear about it. I mean, it might have been nicked in the ear. He was still shot, and you're still not allocating enough resources to protect this man. It's crazy.
Do you know that they can hear any conversation they want in the world? Do you know that?
Oh, absolutely.
At any time?
Yeah.
Like you and I have no actual privacy.
Correct.
Like in my car, maybe not in the car because it's cocoon, but they can tune into your phone if they want to right now.
Yeah.
This phone can be tuned into. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So I don't understand with all the technology even that they can't figure, or maybe this guy left his phone home. He might have been sharp enough to leave his phone home.
Yeah, he did leave his phone home from what I think, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but he had a car there.
Yeah.
And the car has GPS on them. All of them do. Every car, if it's in the last 15 years or so, will tell them where you were at what time.
So this gets even odder. Otter.
ODD or OTT?
Odd. This is even more odder. I don't fucking
Otters?
know. Anyway, so he sends a package to a friend of his about 6 months ago, and apparently the friend just didn't open it up. This box comes, and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna put it inside the room and not look at it, right? Allegedly. So Ryan Roth sends his friend a package. Friend doesn't look at it for 6 months. He sees his friend is arrested for an attempted assassination on the president or ex-president, and he opens up the package. And in this package is a letter saying that, hey, this is addressed to the world. I'm paraphrasing. I failed at my attempt, but he's less of a man and less of a president, and blah blah blah. And I have a $150,000 bounty if someone actually follows through and kills him. So, like, who sets out to fail, like, and writes a letter saying that, hey, I attempted but I failed? Apparently, there's no letter saying I killed it. Like, hey, if he's dead, read this letter out. If I failed, just one letter.
I've heard about this letter, and but I didn't know it was a friend had it in his possession.
Yeah, and it's an attempt. I attempted, and here's a $150,000 bounty. It's very odd. Again, shit that doesn't stack up.
So wait a minute. So pause. There's a letter out there that's in some person's possession.
FBI's possession now, so you should feel really good about
I feel
it.
really good. All right, so a man that knows this fella is in possession of a letter that this fella, Ryan, wrote to him or to the world.
To the world.
But he sent it to his friend to possess this. So his friend never opened this.
In 6 months, 5 months, never open a package.
So wait a minute. So how did so he decides to open it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got a package from an attempted assassin of the president of the United States or former president. You're going to go open a package.
Do you think he didn't open it already?
I think he just got it, maybe, or he's part of it. There's a lot of weird shit going on. I don't even know how to explain it.
Why would
who writes a letter of an attempt of failure 6 months ahead of time?
Well, most people are gonna fail.
I don't know, dude. If I'm gonna go kill the president, right? I in my mind, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna at least succeed and write my victory letter. Maybe a second letter say, hey, if I fail, read this one.
Well, this guy knows he's a jerk off. So he's probably done a lot of things in his life that he's never.
He seems like a master of none, a jack of all trades, a roofer. He went to Ukraine.
He went to Ukraine. They fucking kicked him out of the Ukraine.
Yeah. He's fucking nuts because he's trying to recruit Muslims from the caliphate to come fight in Ukraine, which didn't work. Yeah, you can call his phone up until recently. Leaves a voicemail of, hey, listen, if you're calling, you need a roof estimate. Leave a message. Also, if you want to go fight in Ukraine, I got you. Leave a message. Like, fucking nuts.
So he's a bit of a nut.
Yeah, he's
right?
a whack job.
So he knows he's a failure. He's been a failure most of his life. Come on. He has to. I mean, does he have a family?
I don't know. How's that feel, Mike?
Does he have well, you listen. I'm here today, all right?
Yeah,
I'm not.
We're winners.
I'm not in federal prison today.
Right.
All
We
right.
are winners.
So I'm ahead of that guy right now. I'm in a better spot than him for the moment. All right. And that's behind us.
Correct.
Right. So what?
I was thinking about a P. Diddy joke here, but I'll save it.
So the guy has a letter in his possession. So I'm thinking this. He's part of the show.
No, he was in, apparently, I don't know how true this is, but he was in a BlackRock commercial also. So now we have two attempted assassins.
In BlackRock.
Both in BlackRock commercials.
But I'm talking about the guy that had the letter.
I'm sorry, am I boring you? You want
No.
Jesus.
I need some oxygen.
Okay.
We need oxygen pumped in like a casino here. So the thing is this. He's in possession of a letter. He's part of the shit. That's what I would think.
Yeah, right.
How could you not turn that letter in?
He did. He turned it in.
Right,
Yeah,
after the attempt. Yeah. I'm thinking he may be.
It's just, and who the hell knows? I mean, we know nothing about the first assassination attempt, right? There's all kinds of information being leaked, but they're not sharing anything.
Yeah, but now I understand, and our audience could chime in if they'd like to, that DeSantis is trying to take lead in this whole investigation.
Correct. So we have an adult in the room. Very rare. No. DeSantis, not you or I, nor I. So, yeah, he wants to take over, make sure that the investigation actually takes place for the second attempt. But, again, we still don't know what the hell's going on with the first attempt. Do we have any more information? Nothing. We know is that kid crooks or some shit. And
it's done.
He has overseas bank accounts. He's 20 years old. How the hell does that happen? No, that's it.
I don't have an overseas bank account, and I should have.
Right? There's no snipers on the roof because it's fucking slanted. You know, it's just like
ridiculous. That was the easiest pitch in the world to walk other than the
dude,
flat
it was
roof.
like a 5% pitch.
Not
I know,
even, I
dude.
think. I was thinking 3.
So how can we trust the feds to investigate the second one? At least DeSantis is stepping up, but he showed up. You know, it happened in Florida. The state does have a right and the duty to investigate this, and they weren't even allowed anywhere near. They couldn't sniff the golf course. The feds kept them away. You know, there should be some interdepartmental.
Wait. So yeah, but the state or county made the arrest,
they made the arrest of
and
the
they're in their
suspect
possession.
away.
He's in the county
He
jail.
probably got transferred. It would
No,
be my guess.
he-
Is he still in county
Oh, he's in
jail?
the county jail. They're not letting him go.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, they're not letting him go because they want to do the investigation there first and see what they can get out of
Yeah,
this.
well, they went to the golf course and they couldn't even sniff it. The feds kept them away. It's really amazing how corrupt our federal government is, and it's not the agents on the playing field. These guys are great. It's the hierarchy. It's the political arm of these 3-letter agencies that are corrupt.
Yeah,
I mean,
because everybody's looking to cover their own ass or their own means.
well, they all have an agenda, and it just happens to be left-leaning agenda.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a right, and it's a polarizing figure like Trump. You know, they don't give a shit. You know?
Yeah, well, they've demonized him. So so a lot of people are now looking at this man, Donald Trump, former president of the United States, and they're looking at the aging that has taken place. I mean, like myself, they're looking at the aging that has taken place in him in the last 5-6 years. I mean, he's been.
I don't think he aged all that much.
Oh yeah.
I think he
Oh
looks.
no. Oh yeah. Yeah. Look
I mean, every president ages.
Yeah, but you gotta. I mean, just the heaviness of this whole thing. You can see it in him. And here's a guy he's vibrant to begin with. Let's be honest. Much like ourselves, a little active, a little high strung, a little bit active, New York-ish, Philly-ish. You got a little pizzazz, right?
Yeah.
And he's just a little
Piss and vinegar.
Yeah, he's a little beaten down, and I don't mean in spirit, just his physicality. I mean, you can only take so much abuse before. I mean, impeached twice. Arrested
Again,
4 times.
The most investigated man in the world.
His
And
sons, his family.
Yeah, they had to come up with some nonsense, change laws. Statute of limitation was up, change it from a misdemeanor to a felony. I mean, do some crazy bullshit. Imagine, I mean, he's been investigated every which way till Sunday for eight years now, and they can't get shit on him.
Nonstop.
It goes to say something to him, and he just keeps moving forward, keeps going. He doesn't need this shit.
Yeah.
And congratulations to the radical left. You pushed the entire country. You moved the goalposts, even for Republicans. Donald Trump is an old school blue dog Democrat.
Yeah.
He is left of center.
Yeah.
And today he's right of center. You see what I'm saying?
I mean,
congratulations. You moved the playing field. We're all left now.
You have
It's just
RFK.
a degree of it.
You have RFK in camp with him.
Yeah,
You have-
it's wild. But
Get-
what I'm saying is that you moved all these Republicans from here all the way to the center. And
Right.
now the center is considered far right.
Far right.
And it really pisses me off. I love Joe Rogan and his show, and he seems to get it, but he doesn't get it. He always has to give the caveat, the left and the right. Well, no, the right is center Democrats, Republicans, the QAnon far-right crazies. There's single-digit percentage of them.
Yeah, I mean,
And some of them, most of them are feds trying to stir the
yeah.
pot. When you say
As
the
they
far,
found out.
you say the far right, it's normal Americans that are center.
Right.
That's the far right.
Mm-hmm.
Stop saying it is not the far right that's your issue in America right now.
Go to a Trump rally. See
It's
who's
not the far right
It's not
causing
all
your
of these-
problems. And if it is, please tell me what problems the far right is giving you. I can list a whole host of issues and problems coming from the far left.
there. Yeah.
They're radical. They're destroying this country. And again, if you want to know what they're up to, whatever they accuse the right of, they are guilty. It's projection of that very accusation themselves. That is what they are doing. And I can prove it to you every time.
So
100%.
So the other day, I'm watching my news feeds, and you have
Pornhub?
All right. Well, the other one.
Okay,
So
yeah.
after that, you have Donald Trump and you have Kamala Harris in the debate, right? And in the debate,
Does it Donald Rump does Dallas?
Donald Trumper, he pulls out a Trump card. Anyway, so Trump is talking to her about the abortion issue, right? And she's like, she never answered it at the debate. You want to kill infants or babies or embryo? What is it? An embryo when it's 8.5 months? It's a. If you shoot someone and kill them, and they have an embryo in them, is that 2 murders?
It's
or
2.
one?
It's
Okay.
2 homicides.
Okay. So, and listen, I'm not a protagonist or antagonist when it comes to abortion. I'm not looking to change the world in that area. I'm reasonable, even though it's against my nature to want to end the life.
I'm against it,
Yeah.
but I think it's your call and your judgment with God. You need to answer for it yourself.
At 9th month, though?
No,
Okay.
no.
This is
no.
what
I mean, you have to get involved at some point. I mean, they're fine with the baby being exited of the mother and then stabbed in the back of the neck and killed and post-birth abortion. You know, you heard a Democratic governor talking about it, and that's up to the mother and the doctor.
And
it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's a homicide.
Yeah. It's murder. It's murder.
Yep. It's straight murder. But, you know, and far-right Republicans are decrying Trump over his abortion policies. You know, we need... That's not the hill
Common
I want
sense.
to die on right now, because if we don't get a Republican in the office, it's done and over with.
Right.
They have created and changed so many laws and I'm trying to think of the word here.
Statutes or...
Yeah, so they've given the president so much power because the Democrats thought a Republican would never be in office again.
Right.
And Donald Trump disrupted that plan.
Right.
And they're terrified of what he can do. And if he gets back in again, this time he knows the game, he knows the players. He really is. You haven't heard the term drain the swamp, but you better believe he's going to drain the swamp. Yeah. From what I understand, Elon Musk will have a role in the administration of draining the swamp, getting rid of all the bureaucrats, the unelected bureaucrats. Then they're the ones that are really destroying this country, and it's just a machine that's running.
Look,
You know, Kamala is just a cog. They took the broken old cog out and put a new one in. It's fake and phony.
Yeah.
It's a machine.
She
It just keeps
has
going.
very little to say. I mean, well, she's actually... She can't even have a conversation. You do know that, right? She cannot have a conversation. She can be asked a question, and then the predetermined answer can come out.
The Dreamers, they asked her, you know, when you ran before, you know, you're going to do a presidential decree, and that's the word I was looking for.
Okay.
Decree where you're just going to, you know, with the sign of a
Caveat,
pen, all the Dreamers are now citizens.
Right.
Is that still your policy? She refused the answer, and her campaign came out and said, well, that was an issue for last campaign.
Not now.
Not now. We're not answering it.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's such a slap in the face to this country to not answer questions and to not tell us what your policies are going to be. And it
Well, you know what? She
flies in
should
the
just
face of
lie.
democracy.
She should just
is
lie.
lying.
Yeah, but she should
changes-
just lie, and whatever's expedient, she should just say, because it doesn't matter. Biden said, I would never stop fracking in Pennsylvania, and I wouldn't kill the Keystone Pipeline. What did he do on the first day?
First day.
And
Killed
did he
both.
open up the border the first day? He said, rush the border. He told them to rush the border while he was running for president, not even when he was president.
And he okayed the biggest pipeline in the world for Russia to move ahead to supply Germany
and then he
and
blew
Europe.
it up
with oil.
and blamed it on them.
Yeah. I don't think he's smart enough to blow that up, dude.
One of the
That
pipelines...
wasn't. Yeah, it was blown up. It wasn't by us.
Yes, it was.
I don't think so.
100%.
Nah.
1,000%.
Nope.
$1,000,000%.
Nope. He's
Who
too
did it?
stupid to do it.
Who did it?
Apparently, a bunch of drunk Ukrainians. I swear, I saw an article about it. Apparently,
You believe
it was a
that?
hell of a drunken night.
You
Listen,
believe a bunch of Ukrainians went up there on the Nord Stream and...
I've been out drinking with cops before. I'm sure special forces are a little bit different level. I could see him doing that
I'm
shit.
thinking Biden's crew, CIA type guys.
Who knows, man? It's like to thank our sponsors today, Martina White. Friends of Martina White can visit votemartina.com for more information about the work Martina's been doing as a state representative in Pennsylvania. Let me tell you, Mike, she's a big supporter of police. She backs the blue. She's a proven fighter for families, women, everybody.
Is she a patriot? Is she America first?
Absolutely. She encompasses, the American spirit for sure. We have a big population of listeners in Northeast Philadelphia, Southeast Pennsylvania, which would be her area. So you can check her out.
Has
Vote
she
Martina.
been in? I'm not familiar with the Philly district. Is she new to the scene, or is she, looking for re-election?
She'll be up for re-election in a couple years, but she's been around for a while. She has a proven track record.
Okay.
You can check her out. her record really speaks for itself, especially when it comes to fighting for everyday citizens and backing the blue.
It's nice to have someone back in the blue. I mean, these officers are out there risking their lives every day, and with little pay and little appreciation in today's environment, it's been very difficult. And as you know, being a Philadelphia guy,
Unfortunately, it's something that's not common. Should be. It used to be a time where both sides of the aisle agreed on law enforcement, and that's something that's completely lacking. But with Martina White, she steps up to the plate, always has our backs, and does what's right.
great. Good luck with Martina.
Yeah, you can get more information at votemartina.com. I'd like to thank our title sponsor of the show, Adams Renzi Law, AR Law. They can be found at arjusticenow.com. And just to let you know, I know both of them personally. Christy, one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, total sweetheart, absolute pit bull in the courtroom. And Nick Renzi, he's a South Philadelphia guy, true and true, neighborhood man. You know, he's for the people. He helps people out down in South Philly, all around Philadelphia.
Their offices in South Philly itself?
Yes, their office is in right around South Philly, Center City, right on the
Do
border.
they handle
there.
a lot of criminal cases?
They handle everything, absolutely.
Are they on call 24/7 for someone who
always-
might take a pinch somewhere?
Why, you might be taking
Well,
a
I
pinch
mean,
that we know about?
you never know. I mean, wherever you show up, you got to be ready.
Well, you can keep their card on you.
Well,
Or go to their
well,
website
well,
and
good,
call
good.
them up.
Will they give me a deal since they're sponsors of the show?
You might get a percentage off. I'll have to talk to her.
Okay. Yeah.
If you used them a few years ago, you might have not have gotten 14 years.
Well, that's another story.
Another story for another time.
That's right.
Again, AR Law, check them out. arjusticenow.com. We would also like to thank our sponsor, Beyond.o. In today's world, your business is practically invisible if you're not online. With so many options for marketing your business, it's easy to get confused. That's where Beyond.o Creative steps in. They have the expertise to help you with all of your marketing needs. Need a website that wows visitors? They'll build it. Want to reach more customers with Google Ads? They'll make it happen. They'll even manage your social media so you can focus on what you do best. Beyond.o Creative is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and Google Premier Partner. They're the real deal. If you're ready to take your online presence to the next level, visit beyondocreative.com. That's BIONDOCREATIVE.com or call 267-362-WEB1, Web 1, to discuss your project now. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Morrow Flooring, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, tile, and carpet, military first responder discount. You know, Tommy, we had him as a guest on a podcast. You can get your flooring done by a real American hero.
Yeah, and he's on time and on budget.
Yes, he is. He will beat any price. Bring a quote, an estimate, whatever you have. Tommy will beat it. 100% guaranteed. You have our backing on that one.
And he'll be there himself.
Absolutely. You can get a real American hero do your flooring for you. Again, you know, she can't run on Biden's back, even though she was in the room for Afghanistan. She's one that's a major decision
She was
maker
the
in
last one in the
policies.
room on every decision.
Yes.
But none of the bad ones were hers.
Yeah, even the good ones now. She's totally distancing herself from Biden, which she needs to do. And it's the American people deserve someone that's going to stand up, whether or not you like. And I don't understand. She will go whatever way the wind blows to get herself elected.
That's right.
Speaking
And
about
if
blowing.
radicals left, yes.
Yes.
What was his name? What was his name for San Fran? Anyway,
Johnson,
if
Brown.
If the radical left switched to all conservative policies, she would be a conservative in a second. If that was the marching orders to get her elected in
That's
the
right.
office,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and she is. She's starting to adopt some of Donald Trump's policies. It's all bullshit.
No
it's all
tax on
lies.
tips, no tax on overtime. I mean, just whatever Trump says, she repeats.
And the First Amendment is very important. I agree with it, even if I don't like hearing what comes out of people's mouths. Although I don't agree with communism, socialism, Marxism being legal. How can we have sent hundreds of thousands of American lives overseas to stop the spread of communism, socialism? Many, many Americans died. How can we allow that in our political system? And I know Reagan once said, you know, let it go. The American people will never vote for it. It shouldn't be legal. I know I'm hitting the table.
Yeah.
It gets me
I like
aggravated.
touching you.
I don't
I like
understand.
touching
It makes me a little awkward when you touch me like that.
Yeah,
I get Diddy
Are
sensations.
you okay? You and Diddy, back to Diddy again.
It's just, I don't understand how we could could go through that in our lives and lose so many Americans, and we allow that in our political system. And, that KGB officer said decades ago, this is a psyop. We are already in your schools. We are indoctrinating your children, and it's going to happen slowly. And I'll be damned. He's right. It happened.
It's
This is where we
amazing.
are.
It seems like it just happened, though. Like, you know what I mean? It seems like the
Millennials. It's in the millennial culture. And I'm starting to see these young, I think Generation Z, they're more masculine again. They're not taking shit. They're actually leaning right more than left. And maybe this younger generation, this Generation Z, is going to swing the pendulum back to the center.
Easy times make soft people.
Yep.
Right? Hard times make
hard men.
Hard men
Create good times.
Yeah.
Right? And it's absolutely true. I think there's no truer saying.
Yeah, and these younger ones are seeing the pain of soft.
Yeah, we have kids peeing in litter boxes in schools. I mean, we are living in bizarro world.
What's
right?
going on?
Like, there's 158 genders, all kinds of shit. Again, and I believe, the news media won't report this, but most Republicans don't give a shit. You want to be a cat and piss in a litter box, go ahead. You can live your life any way you want, as long as it's not affecting me or hurting me or my kids.
Right.
Don't indoctrinate my children. And listen, I'll be happy to call you kitty cat all damn day.
I don't want my daughter facing off against a man in a sport.
Exactly.
Am I correct?
No, that's correct. It is what it is. It's been life.
And if I'm a man and I have a daughter in that fucking game, and you put your son in there, I'm beating your ass. I'm beating your ass. Because you're a bitch for letting him get in there. You're going to hurt my daughter? My precious child?
Look at that swimmer, Riley. What's her? She, went against that guy from, or Lisa Thomas.
I'd throw the father in the water and sit on his fucking head.
Dude, he was tearing up all the swimming competitions. She tied him. She dug down deep and tied. And on the men races, he's winning all the females. He was like 250th in the country. He sucked.
Yeah.
He sucked.
Yeah.
And that's why he did it. Now he's number one against women. It's nonsense. It's a bizarro world.
We got to live like this? I don't support it. I'm sorry.
Now, what happens? Donald Trump gets elected. We have 4 years. What happens after that? Another 4? I mean, we're already on the verge of
he's not leaving.
He's
not leaving, bro.
Don't say that. Now you're going to start, dude. Please. Yes, he's leaving after 4 years.
We're not going to want him to leave, though.
No.
Okay. Because he's going to straighten everything out. It's going to start going in the right direction.
Yeah.
And then in going to come one of these fucking hooty dooties, whatever you call these freaks.
He's going to do lawfare. I mean, again, it's the left doing lawfare against Trump. Everything they're going to accuse him of. We already had 4 years of Donald Trump. He didn't do any of that shit. Life was actually pretty damn good.
I love this. He's going to prosecute his political opponents.
Yeah, like him.
His cabinet they've tried to arrest or indict.
And there's 3 people in jail for perjury.
Yeah,
right.
And
Bannon's in prison right now.
Didn't the attorney general? Did the attorney general just perjure himself?
Art Holder perjured himself. He didn't go to prison.
He still perjured himself.
Yeah, it's one of Obama's flunkies. It's wild, man. Then you have all this January 6th bullshit for what it was. If you really looked into it and you did a neutral investigation, you would see the truth come out. The feds really instigated it. Pelosi, they kept the National Guard away. Trump was going for the guard. Listen, Trump is what he is. He says some stupid shit. I cringe at a lot of it. The Taylor Swift, I hate Taylor Swift. Like, come on, dude, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, that's so damn stupid. Like, you don't get it. No one cares you hate Taylor Swift. You just look like an ass saying that. Yeah, but his policies are good. We already had 4 years of Trump. It was great. Everyone was flourishing. Minorities, I think it was the best the best employment rate.
I'm not a big Travis Kelce. What's his name?
Oh, God, he's a toolback. And he sucked the last. Yeah. I have him on fantasy football, and he sucks.
He sucks.
Last 3 weeks.
Fuck him. She's
I'm from
the man in that family, right or wrong.
I got Kelce fatigue, man. They're all over the place.
Give me a break. His brother's famous now.
He was a great Eagle. I love Jason Kelce.
What did he do for the Eagles?
He was a center, man. He's great.
Okay,
dude, one of the best Eagles ever.
Okay, good.
I've got Kelce fatigue, though. He's everywhere.
Doing commercials, though. I mean, we knew who he was last month.
Oh, yeah, he's a great guy. Dude, does a lot for charity.
All right, but
hangs out with the normal folk. Who the hell knows, dude? Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't seem to touch on politics.
His wife comes out and says she's a Trumper.
Yes, shockingly. That's
right. And
Well,
now Taylor
good
Swift
on her.
won't talk to her.
I don't
Give me
know.
a break.
Is that true?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, how true is that too? I don't know. You know,
Well, I mean, they went to the game together, and they normally sit together.
yeah.
And then the day after she announces that she's a Trumper, Taylor Swift won't sit with her at the game anymore.
Yeah, I mean, is that true? You know, they show a shot of them not sitting together, and that's their narrative. And I don't know, dude. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know what's
It's all
true.
fake news.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. They're probably
So
so
the only
chummy.
place that they're going to get the real talk is right here.
Yeah, that's it, dude. This is where you get it. You come here.
You get the real dope.
You got to hit the damn subscribe button.
Yeah, so you can
Help
keep us,
us out.
support us. Come on, for Christ's sakes.
Right? This is some good shit
A
here.
lot of hot air.
So we're going to have a lot of good segments here. In fact,
We didn't finish.
I'm moving over
I want to
to...
know. I want to know about the 5 groups that are looking to kill Trump. Why are they out there? What are you doing about them? If you know there's 5 people or groups or organizations looking to kill a president or future president or past president, why do they exist? Why?
You know why? Because he's been demonified
can
for
they-
years.
How? But no.
He's Hitler.
If
You have
the
to save the
FBI is
country.
investigating 5 different organizations, is that correct or not?
I don't know if they're organizations, if they're people. I think 2 of them might be from Iran. But how'd they get in?
But that's my point.
Oh, they walked through the
But you
southern
know
border.
they're here. No. You're not listening. If you know about them, they should be arrested.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Do I make sense? If I know that you're plotting,
See, making sense. The federal government and sense, they
if
don't
you
go
and our
together.
engineer were plotting to kill someone, and we knew about
Marvin,
it. If you guys were plotting to kill someone, why are you still free? You should be arrested because that's a crime. To plot a crime.
yeah, I mean, well, how do they know? I mean,
That's my point. They should round them up because they're discussing killing a president
do you
somewhere.
think they're not rounding them up? They're not trying?
Well, I guess the question is, if there are plots out there and we don't see the headlines, 12 people arrested today for plotting to kill a president, then they're not arrested. Unless they are arresting them and they do it in secret and debriefing them and sending them back out.
Dude, you don't know.
That's
I
my
mean,
point.
You know,
Why don't we know?
a couple years ago, I would think you're fucking nuts by saying that, right?
Right.
Now it's an actual possibility, right? That's how
I'm
that's
just
how
so sick
far
and
down
tired
the
of
rabbit hole
hearing
we are.
that we heard there's a plot there's 5 separate plots to kill a president, former president, maybe future president. The plot should be exposed. We should know the details. We should know what's going on.
Oh, we should know about the first assassination attempt right now. A lot more than we know. We don't know shit. They're not telling us. Why? Why? Why does a 20-year-old kid have 3 offshore accounts? Why was he in touch with someone, that was by the federal buildings down in D.C. whose cell phone kept pinging? I mean, there's a lot of questions, no answers. So why the hell would they tell you about hit teams running around? I'm surprised we even got that far.
Because there's a lot of guys that are decent guys in these organizations.
No, again, the front line are great. They're great people.
There's
It's
a lot
the
of
hierarchy.
information leaks that are coming out, and many of them are going to the what's that?
Dude, they're going to podcasts. They're going to podcasts for whistleblowers.
Yeah, whistleblowers.
Yeah, they're going to podcasts.
They're
They're
going
going to other news agencies. You can come here and blow the whistle if you
Yeah.
want. We already had one for Rikers Island.
yeah. In fact, he just
And we got
called in.
more. Yeah,
He
we have
called back
more.
in.
We have several more about the safety conditions and some cover-ups going on at Rikers, which we were going to be covering and putting out soon.
Yeah,
Give us a call. We'll cover your whistleblowing. That's what she said.
that's what she said. Those all whistleblowers.
That one girl fucking hot tooied, and now she's a millionaire.
for whistleblowing.
Yeah, we're whistleblowing. All right,
But
so
they fired her from her job, didn't they?
no, it's all bullshit. Again, fake news. She wasn't a
Again,
teacher.
she wasn't fired.
Yeah, no, she wasn't fired.
Because she's got it.
It's all bullshit,
She's
dude.
a teacher, right?
No, see, no, it was all fake. She was no teacher, not fired. All bullshit, dude.
Wow.
It's all
I
bullshit
gotta stop.
that goes
I gotta
around
stop
here.
listening to news.
So we've been getting a lot of fan mail, mainly you. They seem to love you. So Tyler,
You mean hate mail?
yeah, it's fan mail.
Okay. Hate fans. Good. I like hate. Hate is good. It keeps the conversation going.
Yes, Tyler from Connecticut wants to know, when did your parents find out you were corrupt, and what was that like with your relationship with them?
Good question. So,
Comes from Tyler. Thank you.
the honest answer to that is, because we only speak honestly, is I was confronted by my parents a little early on
Before you were
before I was arrested and convicted.
no shit.
Yeah, they confronted me about what, especially my mother, because she's a rough one. And of course, I had answers as to why I was financially successful at the time that were partially
So
connected.
people
some-
are saying, if you haven't seen the 7-5 documentary on Mike, it's a must watch. The guy's a fucking animal. Definitely have to check it out.
So my
There's a reason why he got caught being
So
corrupt.
my mother came to me and said to me, "Why do your brothers have financial difficulty
And you
and I have
you
none?"
walked on $100 bills, then,
Right.
right? You just threw them out and took a step when you
Essentially, they were 20s back then, but today
Okay.
they'd be hundreds. Yes. So yeah, and why are you able to travel? Why are you able to go to these places and still be, live good, live nicely? And of course, I had answers from my mother, which she didn't believe one of them, but because she's a mother, mothers know shit.
knew you're
you know?
bullshitting her.
Mothers know shit. So we had a little bit of a difficulty, in our relationship. My father, on the other hand, thought I was amazing. He's like, "Wow, my son's really kicking it," However, just before I get arrested, my father gets in touch with me. See, people don't. There's so much backstory to this shit that's unbelievable. That's why they're doing the movie.
Yeah.
And potentially a TV series. Which,
So we might have a movie coming out about Mike.
yeah. No. Well, about
What?
the 7-5 documentary. So
Will I be in it at the end? We'll show you.
I'd like to be in it, okay?
Yeah.
How's that? Maybe I can be in it so I can get a little cameo. Let's start with me. If I get in
Okay.
it, then we'll talk about it.
Throw me a fucking bone.
We'll put the good cop, bad
least
cop
once.
on the
Yes.
trailer in it. So
Start out.
my father gets a phone call from a cousin who's in the Suffolk County Police Department and says, "What's up with your son?"
Now, when is this?
This is about 2-3 months before I get arrested.
Okay.
And he says,
You're already fucked.
I'm already fucked. Because if
Okay.
they're calling,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
they're calling, then someone
It's
knows.
more. It's more than just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it's odd. I would say funny, but funny it wasn't. It was odd that I had just probably ran into if you see the 7-5 documentary, there's an Irish-looking bald-headed guy that moved to California with the earring in and all that shit, and he was a biker, but he was an undercover cop. I had just had a meeting with him.
Dude, you are not a good corrupt.
I
cop,
just
dude.
had
You
a
were not
meeting.
good at it, man.
I had,
You're good at making money.
Let me
You're
explain.
stuck.
Let me explain to you. I had a meeting with him, and I looked at him, and I looked at the people that brought me to the meeting. And said, "I'm out of here." That's all I said. Gotta go.
That's it, huh?
That's it. But that was enough,
You knew.
because now you're in the meeting,
Yeah.
right? So they brought me into this meeting. My partner at the time, who was unwitting, but he didn't know because he was stupid. He brings me in to meet this guy who's an undercover narc. I tell him I'm not interested. Have a nice day. But that's all you have to say.
Yeah.
That means you're complicit in something. So then they got my phones and whatnot. But around that time, my father was approached by his cousin, who was a Suffolk County detective, and said, "What's going on with your son? I'm hearing some stories." Blah, blah, blah. And my father came to me and said, "What are you doing?" And of course, I gave him the same pat answers I gave
Yeah.
my mother. I went to Atlantic City. I hit it good, wedding money, whatever I could come up
Yeah.
with.
Real estate.
Real estate. And I was doing well with the real estate, rental income, all that kind of shit like that. And yeah, so the answer to your friend is they had inklings. And obviously, the nail in the coffin was the day I was arrested. Obviously, all over the news, your son's arrested, and now they're looking to be parents again to a son that they are pissed off at. And it's not an easy position to be in for a parent. My mother wouldn't talk to me.
How long did that
9
last?
months.
Wow. Okay. It's
9
not
months,
bad.
she wouldn't talk to me. So finally, she came to see me in prison, and she broke down like really, really. That was really bad.
That's terrible.
That was
That's
really
hard.
That was really bad. She came to see me in prison, and she was crying her eyes out.
How'd that make you feel?
It was not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It really, really affected me. Of course, prison affects everybody,
Right.
but to see your mother come, and listen, my mother was a stoic woman. She was raised with nothing. My mother was raised in a home of nuns. She was raised in a nunnery. What do you call those? Convent. My mother lived in a convent for 3-4 years, so she was basically a freaking nun, and. For her children, her child, one of her charmed child, because I was the kid, I was the one in the household. I wasn't. My first two brothers were put in incubators when they were born.
Yeah.
Okay, I was the first one not in an incubator, so I was like the charmed kid, and the expectations were high, and So being dyslexic, they didn't know I was. I knew something was wrong with me. I couldn't read. So there was a lot of pressure put on a young guy like myself to be something. And I'm like, Jesus, I can't even fucking read. How am I going to be? That's why I make you do the commercials, because I fucking can't read. So my mother was really devastated, and she was not very emotionally loving.
Right.
Because she was raised by nuns. So she didn't have that emotional connection. She was very, you got a roof over your head, you got clothes on your back, you got food on the table. You should be happy. And that's how my mother raised us. That was her love. So people have love in different ways. That was her love. And so we're getting into a psych program here.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so that's, so it affected us that way. My father was a lover. Hugger, kisser, always championing your causes. He was a firefighter, as people know that follow me.
Yeah, and he's still alive, correct?
And by the grace of God, they're both still alive. It's a gift that I am blessed with every day. Why? And I spent a lot of time in Florida, but I'm basically giving that up right now to be around them, because they're a very big part of my life today, and they have been, but more so now, as they're in their middle 80s now. My father's 85, going to be 85. My mother's a year behind him, whatever year they're at right now. 85. So but mom took it hard as hell, and for her to come to the visiting room in MCC New York on the 9th floor, and 9 South. You people out there know what 9 South is. It's the hole. And for my mother to come see me, actually it wasn't 9 South for my mother to come to see me. I had just gotten out of 9 South, and she came to see me in 7 South. And one of the interesting things about the visit is my mother saw these other inmates, because now I'm visiting. I used to visit alone, what they call total separation. I would have a visit by myself. My mother comes, and now I'm visiting with regular inmates like myself, whatever. And she sees these people and their kids interacting in the visiting room. And the visiting room in MCC New York is a shithole. But it's not like there's no tables and chairs. It's just chairs. You can't really interact as a family. And she's looking at these young guys, young Hispanic guys mostly, and I would think I was the only white American in there. The Hispanic, Puerto Rican guys, the Colombians, Dominicans, all in there. And when I go, she goes, he's such a nice guy. What's he here for? Oh, he's here for conspiracy to distribute narcotics. I said, he's sentenced to 45 years. He's sentenced to 38 years. He's sentenced to 52 years. These are the sentences. She's like, what? They're such nice people. I'm like, yeah, Ma, people do things. They're nice people, but they still do bad things. And that's what's,
Yeah, people fuck up.
Yeah. And my mother's like, I can't believe that guy's got a 45-year sentence. He worked it off himself. He ended up cooperating. 85% in there are cooperating, and the other 15 are trying to. Okay? Just remember that out there. 85%. Probably 90% are cooperating, and the other 10% are trying to, because that's federal prison. Because you walk in that thing with a number this long.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't walk in there with, you make it 2 to 5. No. It's 25 to 50. That's the numbers you look at when you walk in that door, and that's why they take so long when they do their investigations that we were talking about earlier. Yeah. So mom comes, she cries her eyes out. I'm crying like a little bitch. It's my mother. The love from my mother, I felt it for the fucking first time. And I used to pass out in my house when I was a child, like 2 years old, looking for attention. They said, I didn't fucking know. And one day I
can see that.
One day, attention whore, right? One day I'm on the floor in the bathroom in my grandmother's house in Brooklyn on Flatlands Avenue. I'm in the bathroom between the tub and the toilet. I'm laying on the floor, crying so much that I'm going to pass out. And I hear my mother saying, my grandmother's worried. He's going to pass out. And my mother goes, the doctor said, don't worry. If he passes out, he'll be fine. Like, that was my mother's response. And I'm telling you that today. I was 2, okay?
I think that was the right response. 100%. You'll cry your ass out.
But
Perfect.
But I'm looking for love, I guess, right? I'm still looking for love. Come on. Give me a hug.
Freud, man. It's all about the parents.
Yeah, so...
All right, that's a great answer,
but Mike. So my mother connected with me on that visit, and actually, I think it broke the ice for us for today. So
good.
So going to prison actually helped my relationship in different ways.
I wouldn't take that advice.
No, of course. She wished it didn't happen. But she did say this to me. People out there should listen to this, which was a compliment. She said, if any of my sons had to go to prison, I'm glad it was you. I don't fucking know. I don't know what that means, Mom, but thanks.
That's great.
Yeah.
We don't have any more time for more questions. We'll save that for our next episode. Please help us out. Go to YouTube or Spotify. Smash that like button. Subscribe for us, please, so you can see more content. We have a lot more exciting guests, features, engagements. We'll have contests, giveaways. All this is coming up soon. Help us out. Go to goodcopbadcoppodcast.com. You can get all your information there. Links to our socials. Check us out. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
This episode is sponsored by AR Law, PA State Rep Martina White, Biondo Creative, Morrow Flooring, and Pops McCann Whiskey.